Greetings people of the world, people of the internet, welcome back to another video of Street Fighter 5. I'll be your host, A1 Major. So continuing in the survival mode video series for Season 2, the next character on the list out of the DLC cast will be Guile. So Guile I find very straightforward to play survival mode through with. He's very basic, that's why it's very straightforward. He's basic because a lot of his combos end off in flash kick, which sets up for his best Oki through survival. And as long as you keep your combos simple and that can always land and always work, you're pretty much good to go. This works well for me because I'm not fond of charge characters, and out of all the charge characters Capcom's made, this is the only one that I like. For Street Fighter, that is anyway. This accompanied with the fact that he has decent damage and great normals. Makes for a pretty clean run through survival. It's not the best damage. There's clearly other characters that hurt a lot more through survival mode, but you never feel as though the rounds drag on with Guile, so that's very important. But as always, being basic through survival mode is the best thing to have. Therefore you don't have too many ideas running around in your head, and you can then just look for what the AI wants to do and what mode they're in. If they're being defensive, they're being aggressive. So sticking to a game plan and then just looking out for that is always great. So the battle supplements I use, I always look for using attack power. That's the one that I go to the most. That's the first one that I choose, and mainly used all the way through survival mode. Thankfully Guile's health is good, so I don't use any of the defensive supplements. If my health gets to about 30 to 40%, I use health recovery. And because of the amount of EX special moves I use to end combos, I use as reversals, as anti-airs. Whenever possible, I'll pick critical gauge boost as well. I'll also keep an eye out for my health towards the later end of survival when the difficulty starts to ramp up, so I don't let my health get too low, and I'll adjust using health recovery accordingly. So jumping buttons that I like to use. So jumping roundhouse first and foremost is the button I like to use. I really like the angle at which this move hits. You can tell it's designed to catch crouching opponents. And so this is good because in survival mode you don't expect the AI to dash underneath it. You will definitely hit them if they try that. It's actually surprisingly quick for a heavy strength attack, and you'll be able to hit with whatever combo you feel like afterwards. And surprisingly, even though it's got a downward angle, because of its speed, it works well as an air-to-air sometimes through survival mode, so overall it's a really good button. I also use it to blow off the AI's anti-air attempts if they're using normals. If you do an early jump roundhouse, it's usually a really good tool for doing that. The only thing you have to worry about is the angle at which you jump. You might need to adjust your combo. You might not be close enough to land and do the most optimal combo. But if you don't want to have to choose between that, you can always go for a simple combo, such as jump, roundhouse, crouch, strong, flash kick, the SF2 classic combo, and that's enough to get you through survival mode. So the drawbacks that jump roundhouse has is that it doesn't have horizontal reach, but because of the angle at which it hits, that more than makes up for it. And even for other heavy strength attacks of its kind, yeah, the horizontal reach is the only thing that's bad about it. Also, because it is a heavy strength attack, it doesn't hit on the cross up. So to combat that, we use jumping short. But if you stick to using jumping short just for the sole purpose of crossing up, then you won't have an issue. It also removes the ambiguity of choosing between landing in the front or in the back. So it's really good for that. You don't have to have the greatest spacing for it to hit as a crosser, which is also what makes it good. It lacks horizontal range, but if it had more range then I'd be worried. But if you're going to use it as a cross-up, then you don't have to worry about the range. So overall it's a really good button. What drawback does it have outside of that? Even for a light strength attack, it lacks the hit stun that other light strength attacks do when you're jumping. So you have to hit it a lot later than you would other jumping lights in the game. Even to combo into crouching jab. But to keep it simple, the best combo and the only combo you should be doing after jumping short is crouching jab twice into flash kick. And if they block that, adjust the combo so you don't put yourself at risk by doing the flash kick autopilot. That's pretty much the jump-ins. So Guile's got a multitude of ground normals. It's really insane the amount he does, but it really complements his game plan, so you've got a button for every situation. But because of survival mode, I like to keep it basic. I don't use over half of them. There's no point. Once you know what you need to use for what characters, a lot of those buttons are actually useless, and they're only matchup specific if you're fighting an actual human opponent. So the buttons I don't use, they're all the miscellaneous buttons. So what I mean by the miscellaneous buttons, they're all the buttons that require an input direction. So I don't use the straight and back fierce. Actually, I'll just show them all so you know what I'm talking about. So I don't use straight, spin back knuckle, knee bazooka, so back, and reverse spin kick. The only one that I do use is Guile high kick, but there's only one scenario for Guile high kick, and that is, let's say I block or bait a Shoryuken or an uppercut. I do crush counter crouching fierce, then Guile high kick followed by a flash kick. That's it. That's the only use that I have for Guile high kick. Otherwise, there's only 3 buttons that I use a lot, and that's crouching jab, crouching strong, standing fierce. So crouching jab, the sole purpose is to hit it after a jumping short, and whether the jumping short is blocked or not, or if it misses, I wouldn't make the situation more difficult for me. I'll just proceed to do what I was intending to do from the beginning of the jump. So I'll just go into crouching jab, and that's the only use for crouching jab. And from that position, if they block the crouching jabs, you can go straight into Sonic Boom to keep yourself safe. You can do crouching strong as a frame trap, you can do crouching forward as a frame trap, you can do standing roundhouse, or you could even delay and go for a sweep to check. So there's a bunch of different things you can do, so you don't necessarily have to commit to doing a flash kick. There's enough hits there for you to hit confirm. But that's the only use of crouching jab, is off jumping short. That's the only time that I would use it. Crouching strong is a great button. It's a good way to hit confirm into a special move. Usually is your last button to press before a string ends. It's great because it can frame trap into itself. But unfortunately, even though there's other medium strength attacks like it, it doesn't combo into itself on counter hit. But that's okay, it'll still frame trap into itself.
This is the path of my destiny.
It's good for sticking out to catch the opponent walking at you and pre-buff for a Sonic Boom into it. And also, it naturally links after standing strong and crouching fierce. No, and standing fierce. So yeah, that's pretty much the use of it. Overall, it's a pretty good button. The last button I like to use is Standing Fierce. So Standing Fierce I'll only use for combo purposes. So jump, roundhouse, stand fierce, crouch strong, flash kick. So where a bulk of my damage comes from through survival mode. And even if they block the attack, I usually proceed through to at least Standing Fierce. But because Standing Fierce is negative on block, -4, if you just block after you do that against most of the cast, you'll actually be very safe and you won't be at risk. So rather than confuse yourself and go, oh, they blocked the jump roundhouse, maybe I should do another string, just proceed through to Standing Fierce. It gives you plenty of time to see whether or not you should do the crouching strong after it. So because it's -4, Ryu, Ken and Cammy will actually do their uppercuts to punish you. Not always, but the option, it's there. It has happened before, so it's just a word of warning. It's not going to always happen, but it's just something to consider. So even in that situation, it's good to just block straight after if the Standing Fierce is blocked. You don't have to commit. Most characters don't punish you for it, and even if they do, you'll be out of block. So in that situation, you're still fine. But otherwise it has great frame advantage, but because we're only using it in the combo, you don't get to see the changes that were done to it for Season 2. Because it no longer crush counter launches anymore. It's just like a regular counter hit, you just get plus frames. So that's pretty much it for the normals that I use a lot. The ones that I use every now and then are so crouching forward, crouching forward, like I said, it's good after, let's say they block a crouching strong, and you haven't gotten time to charge as boom. You can just hit crouching forward to pressure and push them out. It works after crouching jab. It's negative, but at max range it doesn't matter. I don't know, I can't remember if it's negative or hit on block, but I know that it can be, but if you're going to use it for that purpose, they can't punish you. Standing roundhouse is just for pressure and just to build some grey life, and if you use it at max range, you'll be fine. So I use that from time to time. And crouching roundhouse, it's a knockdown. You never know, if you do it at max range, there's a good chance that you may crush counter. It's a good way to get them to knock them down and reposition yourself. So overall, just stick it out once in a while. It's not something that you'd use all the time, but it's there. And the buttons that I don't use, so stand jab, stand short, stand strong, stand forward, and crouching short. Like I said, very, very basic. You stick to a few buttons, that's all you need. Best not make the fights convoluted for yourself. Especially for someone like me who's not a Guile main. I don't need to have those buttons. I don't need to use them. So interesting things to note. First, combos. So obviously you've seen them. Jump short, crouching jab twice into flash kick, EX flash kick. Jump roundhouse, crouch strong, flash kick or EX flash kick. Jump roundhouse, stand fierce, crouch strong, EX flash kick, and that's it. I don't stray away from doing those combos. There's no need to make it more more than it needs to be. They're enough. They do decent damage, and I've cleared survival mode a couple of times with Guile, so it's there. So interesting things to note about flash kick. If you hit with the first part of the flash kick, it does the same damage as EX flash kick. But the reason why I use EX flash kick more in combos is you're not always guaranteed to hit with the first part, and the regular flash kicks have less range than the EX flash kick does. So it's better to hit with a combo that you know will work, as opposed to a combo that could potentially do the same damage but has more tendency to drop. So obviously, because I'm ending a lot of my combos off in EX flash kick and sometimes EX boom, considering the situation, all my meter gets all the meter, and what you should do with your meter, I would suggest saving it for EX specials. Using it on the critical art exhausts all your resources in one go, does a big chunk of damage, but then you don't have access to the possibility of anti-airs, like reliable anti-airs and reversals. So save it for EX specials. And also, while it's not invincible from the start of the move, EX flash kick will still get you out of a lot of pressure situations, so just keep that in mind, because that will happen a lot during survival mode, and it's good because it will blow up a lot of the AI's options. So what should you save your B gauge for? Well, this is to keep it basic, but if you're good at doing the Sonic Boom combos, do it, because you'll net a lot of damage. Outside of that though, if you're not getting hit, you won't build the B trigger fast enough. So just save it for V reversal. And I don't know if it's just me, but I always feel as though Guile's V reversal gets a lot more grey life than most other V reversals, so it's a lot of potential damage waiting for you there. So V reversal is good, and there'll be situations where you should use V reversal more than you should use EX flash kick, and vice versa. So it's there. So I'll just explain characters as we go. So Ryu, I wouldn't engage up close. I always back up to a range where he throws a fireball and then just jump. And that's pretty much it. You can either try and bait a flash kick, to bait a Shoryuken and then get a crush counter combo. But otherwise, up close, I don't like fighting Ryu. I always try and back up to a range where he throws a fireball, because up close it's very difficult to manage, because he blocks a lot of your pressure, and even doing EX flash kick to stop his pressure doesn't always work because he blocks a lot. So that's pretty much the fight with Ryu. So it's not really that difficult if you can avoid them being up close on middle range. Just stand at fireball range. Ken, on the other hand, is very prone to getting hit by combos once you get started. And EX flash kick during pressure is actually really good. That was a V reversal that didn't work. And then once you get started, it's pretty much it. He doesn't tend to block too much on once you get a knockdown. And also, just a word of warning, during normal pressure when you're in neutral, you can actually EX flash kick out of a lot of his things. But on knockdown, just be wary, you can get Shoryukens. So I find Karen up close is one of the few characters that will punish standing fierce if you block. If the AI decides to block the standing fierce. So just be careful about that. Sometimes it's better just to... I didn't punish. Just do the jumping short combo, or just go straight into crouching strong. Because then you're not leaving yourself to being hit by anything fancy. And also EX flash kick blows up a lot of her shenanigans. And shenanigans you need to watch are all the overhead options. So regular overhead, medium Mugen, and the Rasenha. And if you've got good enough reaction, you can just flash kick through all of it. Especially if you get hit, even if you get hit by medium Mugen, you can flash kick the overhead part. So that's all you need to worry about. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward outside of that. So early jumping roundhouse is really cool, really good against Nika because it stuffs a lot of her anti-air attempts. So I would just be very aggressive on Nika when she doesn't have one stock. Even in neutral, I will just jump at her when I get the chance. But as soon as she gets one stock and I haven't knocked her down, I won't try and engage because it's very worrisome. Like right now, I wouldn't jump. I would just, now I jump. But not when I'm just sitting there. Because there's a good chance that the AI will hit you with the air grab. I forget what it is. Half circle forward, both kicks. But otherwise you can be very aggressive and frame traps do work well. This will become more of a problem when you fight her at 44. And it's probably one of my most annoying fights. Oh, and also, don't V reversal on your wake up if you get knocked down. EX flash kick to blow up everything because it blows up the frame traps and the command grab. So Cammy sometimes is difficult to approach with a jump if you haven't knocked her down. Otherwise, all you really need to do against Cammy, if you haven't knocked her down, is frame trap, stick out pokes when she gets close, and as soon as she does something silly, just flash kick. So if she ever does hooligan, flash kick that. If she jumps and does cannon spike, like cannon strike, just flash kick it. So the entire thing is you just being patient, but if you get a knockdown, try and go in. Just don't do it when you're both in neutral because you will get anti-air. Not always, but it's enough. I find the fight against Laura much the same, but she's more free to frame traps than Cammy is. And EX flash kick does a lot of work on your wake up. But Fierce Bolt is annoying to deal with, so try not to let her get that going. So we'll try a neutral jump against Chun-Li, land, and then do a ground punish to beat her back roundhouse. Once you get going on her, she's pretty straightforward to fight. She's not too difficult. You can keep her at bay with booms if you really want to. Okay, she didn't do the anti-air. And we'll just keep going in. But as you can see, if you just jump at her without getting a proper knockdown, you'll get hit by an anti-air back roundhouse. That's all you need to worry about, really. She's pretty straightforward to fight, though. Neutral jump roundhouse surprisingly beats Vega's and Nash's air throw attempts. So at the beginning of the round, neutral jump roundhouse just to see what they do. Vega isn't too difficult here. I think it's more annoying to fight him at stage 47. So things you need to watch out for at stage 47. If he ever does Scarlet Terror and he rolls, and when he does the last kick out of the Scarlet Terror, that's when you would V reversal, or you would block it and flash, EX flash kick. If you ever get caught in his pressure, that's the best time to do it. Otherwise you can just try and gauge the flash kick. V reversaling outside of that will probably get you killed if you're just looking for it. Just make sure it's on ideal spots, otherwise you'll probably eat frame traps and V triggers. And the round can go downhill really quickly. So like I said, neutral jump just to test what's going to happen. Then you can just jump at him after that. And just go into combos. It's pretty much straightforward to fight. Not too difficult. He will get combos going if you mistime your jump ins, but that's about it. So Rashid, we'll jump at him. Don't worry about the spinning mixer. You mounting your offense from the air is actually a lot better than trying to fight him on the ground. If you've got meter, EX flash kick through his pressure. Don't let him get any of his whirlwind shenanigans started. Always pick your spots for doing V reversal, because sometimes the AR will stay out of range and do a whirlwind in the spot where you would expect, just like that, for him to do, for you to be able to punish with a V reversal, and then you'll probably eat the whirlwind. As soon as you see the whirlwind start, just punish it. Otherwise, yeah, engaging from the air is a lot better. Early jumping roundhouse can actually trade and win in terms of damage over spinning mixer. So Bison's annoying to fight because you can try jumping at him, that's always a good thing, but getting hit with crouch fierce over and over again is not fun. A lot of the time Bison will hang himself by doing too many scissor kicks, and you can actually try and punish him after blocking one if you're close, or even getting hit by one. And then jumping short really deals well with crouching fierce, but your angle of your jump has to be really good. But I would suggest just waiting for him to do scissor kicks and stuff, and then try and flash kick through it if you've got the meter. Otherwise, if you just play patient, you'll be okay against Bison. You've got enough health that you can just block a lot of things, so no big deal. So Birdie's really easy to fight. Early jumping roundhouse will beat everything. If you get full head, you'll get hit by it if he goes for an anti-air. That's the only thing. But crouching strong will lose to the jumping roundhouse, especially if you do hit a flash kick as a combo ender. And it's pretty easy to fight him. If he blocks standing fierce, he'll do standing strong, but standing strong is not fast enough to punish standing fierce. And sometimes he'll just hang himself and cancel standing strong into bullhorn, and then you'll just completely destroy him. So fighting him is pretty straightforward. So here against Ken, we neutral jump. You can jump at him with jumping short to not have to decide if he's going to walk forward or not and have to worry about the cross-up. But you can directly engage. I normally try. Just jump at him. There's a good chance that he can Shoryuken you. But that's nowhere near as annoying to deal with as his frame traps and throws and just general pressure on the ground. So even just jumping at him is always a good option. Jumping short is really good there. So against Dowson, I find I don't have a game plan. I normally just take damage trying to get in, but once I get in, especially if I've got a good attack power, the round can just snowball and he'll lose, like, just gone in a few seconds. It's how it normally feels, but taking damage to get in is always the thing. But as you can see, everything just does tremendous amounts of damage on him, so yeah, but once you get the knockdown, it's all over. See? So he slid under, threw me off. I expected the jumping roundhouse to hit, and then he threw me, so there was that. So as I said before, try not to engage in jumping directly at Cammy, unless you get a knockdown. Otherwise you'll get hit by cannon spikes, and just keep charges ready to punish with flash kicks. You can throw the occasional boom just to gauge what she does, and then you can just punish accordingly. And just throw out the pokes, as I said before. And then she'll usually do something silly that will get her killed and you can do a lot of damage. Otherwise you don't need to go in too hard against Kami. You always have enough. Okay. Yep. So, yep, same thing as I said earlier about Nash. Neutral jump to gauge everything. Then just try and go in. Kind of figured he'd just sit there, that's why I went for the throw. I don't normally do that, but he wasn't doing anything. Okay. So we'll jump at Rashid, like I said, early jumping roundhouse can stuff out Mixer. And then just going in. That's pretty much it. Sometimes he can block a lot, so you don't always get the ideal round. Just make sure your frame traps are good. You should be fine. So as I said, neutral jump against Karin. It's a bit more active that round. I'm surprised. Normally she's not like that, but yeah, it happens. It can happen. So like I said, Ryu, just back up to a spot where you can throw fireballs. Try not to engage up close. And then just jump over them and punish accordingly, and that's it. There's always that. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's always okay to try and jump from the range where you think he's going to throw a fireball. That's pretty much it. No need to overextend. So like I said, don't try and jump at Laura. Don't give her the chance for you to get hit by a fierce bolt. And just neutral jump at the beginning of the round to see what will happen. Pretty ideal round actually. Besides that. You can just do booms to stop her from advancing. Or just the X flash kick, either or. Like I said, Birdie's pretty straightforward to fight. Bullhead is always the chance of you getting anti-aired, but I'd still try and jump at him. Nope, he tried to hit me with something else. Ah, where's my punish? Wow, that was bad. Also, you can beat Bullhead by hitting the startup, but a lot of the time you're doing early jumping roundhouse to bait all the normals. So there's the good chance that if you hit roundhouse that early, you're probably going to get hit. by the bullhead as an anti-air anyway, so here we go, my most favourite fight. So like I said, just go for it straight away. Don't let it get anything going. Very scary to deal with when she has meter. So that's all you need to do is be aggressive right from the get-go. So Zangief, if you can avoid, if you can hit him at a good angle with a jump attack, there's a good chance you'll miss standing roundhouse. But because of the newly buffed Lariat, there's a good chance the AI will do that too. So there's a possibility of you getting hit by Lariat. He can be scary. Sometimes the rounds will go in your favor really quickly and he won't block any of your jump-ins after the first one, or you could get long rounds like that. Here we go, Birdie again. So I've got enough health. I think I can still try and jump in at him. Might get hit by bullhead, or he might jump at me. Depends. There we are. I figured as much. But yeah, early jumping roundhouse is always good. Wasn't too bad, besides getting hit by the bullhead. We had enough meter to be able to deal with it. Okay, so this fight can be annoying. Hopefully I can just get the knockdown and it's all over. Otherwise it's going to be a bit longer than I expect. Good. Wow, not blocking? Of course, featuring it. I'm not surprised. That was very risky. That was also risky, but I didn't want to engage on the ground. I didn't have enough health. Like I said, V-reversing is very difficult because you have to pick the move to V-reversal, and a lot of the time the moves are safe. I forgot that the EX Crystal Flash, you can't V-reversal it here anyway. Not in the last hit. I should have done that earlier. Fang, just go in. There's not much else I can say about fighting Fang. His reversal options and anti-air attempts aren't always the best. So you can just generally just bully. Every once in a while he'll do crouching fierce to try and swat you out of the air. But yeah, as long as if you're pretty aggressive, you should be okay. We'll go for attack power 2 here, even though my health is decent enough. And it's fighting Bison, so that's why. Otherwise I would have gone for the health recovery, but no point. Good, that worked out. There was enough patience without over-committing. Although I did expect him to combo me when he hit me with the Psycho Axe. I don't have a game plan against Nakali, I really don't know. You want to go in, but a lot of the time when you jump, you'll get anti-air. He's one of the few characters in the game that will anti-air 90% of the time. Frame traps on the ground are good, but you'll probably get beaten by the AI just wanting to hit buttons at certain ranges. Also, if your timing is good, you can actually you can actually just sweep a lot of his normals, and especially if he does the Valiant Rebellion, the stomp. Otherwise, just play patient. Crouching jab twice into crouching strong, I'm noticing, is actually a very potent tool. But thankfully I have enough health, but there you go, there you have it. That's a general idea of how you would go about survival mode with Guile. Yeah, if anyone liked the video, let me know. If you've got any questions, got any comments, again, I'll do my best to try and answer them. But that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure the next character on the list through DLC will be Ibuki. So until then, I'll catch you all later. Peace out guys, until next time.